Welcome, guys. Today I'm going to explain about the conversion of units in physics. There are two main systems which we use. The first one is the metric system, which is a system of units whose conversions are in the power of tens. For example, like the millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer. You get the point. Each of which need to be multiplied by 10 to go up a level, or divided by 10 to go down a level. For example, 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters, 1 meter is 100 centimeters, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. And then you have the English system, which is an old system of units which does not have conversions by tens. Instead, I have a list over here of some of the English systems converted into something we can understand better. 1 foot is 12 inches, 1 yard is about 3 feet, 1 mile is 5,280 feet, a meter is 3.28 feet, 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters, and 1 slug is 14.59 kilograms. I don't know why this is called slug, so don't ask me. There are three main categories in classifying the unit systems. First of all, you have the MKS, which is the meter, kilogram, and second system. Then you have the CGS, which is the centimeter, gram, and second system. Then you have the FPS, which gamers usually see as frames per second, but not in this lesson. Not in this physics lesson. Here it stands for feet, pound, and second. Sorry for the misspelling over here. Here I have a table of the conversions between MKS, CGS, and FPS. For distance, MKS uses meters. For CGS, we use centimeters. For FPS, we use foot or feet. As for mass, in MKS, we use kilograms. CGS, we use grams. FPS, we use slugs. For time, all three systems use the same quantity, which is second. I mean, what are you gonna do? Make it like minutes, seconds, and milliseconds? No way, that's way too much hassle. Also, you might realize that MKS to CGS is basically like the baby version of MKS, because these are like way lower than the MKS thing. And for speed, in MKS we use meters per second, CGS we use centimeters per second, FPS is feet per second, acceleration is for acceleration we have meters per second for MKS, centimeters per second for CGS, feet per second for FPS. For force, we use newtons for MKS, dynes for CGS, and pounds for FPS. And for density, you have kilograms per square meters for MKS, cube meters for MKS, and grams per cube centimeters for CGS, and slug over cube feet for FPS. For pressure, you have kilograms over meters seconds squared for the MKS. And for CGS, you have grams over centimeters seconds squared. And for FPS, you have slug over feet seconds squared. For energy or work, for MKS, we usually use joules, which is pretty much just Newton times, just force times meters. And for CGS, we have erg, which is just dyne times centimeters. And energy or work for FPS is slug times feet squared over second squared, or we just call it foot-pound to be simple. For power, we have watt. We have watts for MKS, or kilogram meters squared over second cube. Ergs per second for CGS, or grams centimeters squared over second cube. And foot-pounds per second or slug feet squared over second cube for FPS. Here I have a few example questions so you can understand how to do this better. So first, 1 mile to inches. As you can see, there's no direct way to transfer miles to inches. So let's do this step by step. Let's see, 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Then you can see that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So we put 1 mile here. Equal to 5,280 feet, right? Then we have 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. All right, so if 1 mile, so let's replace 1 foot with 12 inches. It's basically like algebra. So 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet times 280 feet, or 5,280 times 12. Now, I'm too lazy to count this on paper, so I'm just going to plug this into my calculator right now. 5,280 times 12 inches, which is 63,360. So the end result that you get is 1 mile is equal to 63,360 inches. Next, we have 40 meters into yards. As usual, there's nothing there. There's nothing that's connecting it up there. So we're gonna have to do this ourselves. 1 meter is 3.28 feet, and 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So 40 meters, wait, 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet, then 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So right here we have 40 meters. It's equal to 40 times 3.28 feet. And so we get 131.2 feet. Now, 1 yard, there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So if we want to get this in yards, we can just divide this by 3 feet. So now the end result is 43.7 yards. And it's done. So 40 meters is equal to 43.7 yards. Next, we have 3.52 dynes into newtons. Now, this isn't so simple as the first two. As you see, a dyne is grams centimeter per second squared. A newton is a kilogram meter per second squared. The top two units don't exactly match up together. So we're gonna have to be a little bit more creative here. So this is 3.52 times is gram centimeter over second squared. Okay. So we need to convert the grams and centimeters into kilogram and meter. So as you can see right now, This is how you convert it. So there's 3.52 grams times centimeters over seconds squared. Now, we multiply it like this. First, we need to convert grams into kilograms. And so, in 1 kilogram, we have 1,000 grams. Now we need to do the centimeter to kilometer. Yeah, no, it's meter. So in 1 meter, there are 100 centimeters. So this is essentially now 3.52 times 1 over 1,000 times 1 over 100. So if you put all of that into your calculator, you get 3.52 times, I'm just going to use this as a substitute, 10 to the power of -5. And that's pretty much it. Next one is 456 centimeters per minute into FPS. So let's do the same again. 456 centimeters per minute. Let's do the centimeters first. All right, let's see. Centimeters into FPS is feet. So centimeters to feet. There's no direct conversion, so we use centimeters to inches, then inches to feet. So in 1 inch, we have 2.54 centimeters. And then in 1 foot, we have 12 inches. So now we're done with converting the feet. All right, next up, we need to turn the minute into seconds. In 1 minute, there are 60 seconds. All right, so this might seem like madness to some people, but there's actually a method here. You see, centimeters is up here. So you put 1 inch, then 2.54 centimeters at the bottom. Now there's only inch, and now centimeters gets crossed out. So now you have 456 inches over 2.54. Then you want to get rid of inches and turn it into feet. Once again, inches here is at the top. So the next time you put 1 foot is equal to 12 inches at the bottom. So now inches will cross each other out. So now you have 456 over 2.54 over 12 feet. And then minute. Minute is at the bottom here, so we put minute at the top. So inside 1 minute, we have 60 seconds. And now, minute gets crossed out. And now all you have are numbers. Put in the simplest way, numbers here are 456 feet divided by 2.54 times 12 times 60. So now you can plug this into the calculator. And so overall, you get 95 over 381. Simplify it even further, and you get 0.2249, or in this case, we'll just round it up and write 0.25. So that's about 1/4. Now for the final question, 72 joules into FPS. So joules is up here. So we have 72 kilogram meter squared over second squared. Kilogram meter squared over second squared. All right. We want to turn this into slug, feet squared, slug, and feet squared. All right, first let's do meters to feet squared. So 1 meter is at the top. So now we put in 1 meter, there are 3.28 feet. All right. But then now we have a little bit of a problem because this is meter squared, right? So now, because this is meter squared to feet squared, we need to square this too. Wait, does that say kilogram meter squared? Oh yeah, kilogram meter squared over second squared. All right. So now we're done with meters to feet. Now kilogram the slug. So here, 1 slug is equal to 14.59 kilograms. So now we just translate that over. So kilograms is at the top. And so 14.59 kilograms are in 1 slug. So now we can cross out the units. Kilogram, gone. Meter squared, gone. All right, so this is all that's left. So this becomes, you just put into your calculator. So now the final result is 53.09. What's the unit in FPS? Foot pound. So, foot pound. And that is it for today. That is pretty much everything I have to explain right now. So that's pretty much it. And goodbye.